Coach Seth Tierney, double win today in the scrimmages. What your assessment of today's performance in both the Hobart and Rutgers games?
Yeah, wasn't really thrilled with the first one. I know that we squeaked it out on the scoreboard, but I didn't really like the way we started the game. I don't think anybody did in our locker room. The guys know it, and I thought they responded really well. We did things that were a little uncharacteristic, and we didn't play at the level of emotion or the level of energy that we need to play to be successful, and that changed in the second game a little bit. The guys came out; they were a little bit more fired up, and that part of it worked out right.
In the first game against Hobart, a big third period, the final period in the scrimmage, to put us over the top. Obviously, there were different lines and different people playing at that time. What did you see about that third period that you really liked?
Yeah, I mean, again, I thought we settled in. I think we gave up 4 in the first quarter and then 3 in the next 2 quarters. So things settled in offensively. They started to click. Josh really played well on the offensive end in that first scrimmage. In the first scrimmage, we weren't thrilled with the facing off, and the wing play. So it wasn't just on Chris Clark and Kyle Gallagher, and that changed, in the second game. And Rutgers is missing their first face-off guy. So we got to have to pay attention to that a little bit and not make it any fool's gold. But I do think that overall the guys responded pretty well. And again, I'm not sure. The scores don't really matter. It's just how we played. That's what matters.
And the second game, obviously, Rutgers going back-to-back like you guys did last week in Syracuse,
right,
with Syracuse and Lemoyne. Back-to-back games, it's tough for a team to do that.
We tried to cut it down for them. Again, just trying to be, show a little hospitality. So instead of a 30-minute break, we only allowed a 15-minute break. So it was really like a long halftime for Rutgers, and we stretched in the locker room instead of taking the full 30 minutes. We did it in 15. But Rutgers, again, first of all, it was wonderful having Coach Gorman back here in what we call the Dutch Dome as an alum, and I wish him all the best going forward at Rutgers. It was great to see him. And as far as the way we played, I just thought we locked arms and we were together much better in the second game.
And the scoring was spread out as well in the second game.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who had what. I thought there was a couple of assisted goals that were pretty. I thought we shot the ball better on the goal, and that's something that we had to do because I think it was only like 18 or 19% shooting on goal when we left Syracuse.
Now you obviously had some injuries last week in Syracuse. The guys that filled in this week, your assessment of them?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job. They got a couple of runs. The elements were, it was windy, the sun was out, but Tim Golden banging one in, Kitchen banging one in, Ryan Kennard getting one. Each one of those guys scored on that second midfield, and nothing makes me happier because those guys, they work really hard during practice, and I think it was spread out. Man Up did okay, offensively okay, and then and defensively the second game, I just thought the communication was better. We looked comfortable. We didn't look comfortable in the first scrimmage.